Memphis Wrestling. Dave Brown right along the ringside, and we're ready to go with another big day of championship wrestling. Obviously, you saw the action that took place prior to our opening right here today, and a situation that Jerry the King Lawler is out of action at the time, burned his chest, burned his beard, and I mean, he burned it, and they had to take it off because of the burns on his skin, his eye, and a lot of it. So Jerry's not in good shape, but by golly, we have got ourselves quite a show lined up today, David.
We do indeed. Eddie Gilbert will be here today, and also Missy Hyatt will be here today. All the Gilberts will be here, as a matter of fact. Tommy will be in a little bit later on with Doug. In addition to that, you'll see Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull. Also, Nightmare, Ken Wayne. The Big Samoans team will be here, and there is a Southern Tag Team title match right here on Championship Wrestling today. Ron and Don Bruce are going to get a shot at the tag team titles of Max Payne and Gorgeous Gary Young.
A couple of young fellas that we've watched go along and come along every single week that's gone by. They are getting what has got to be their dream, a shot at the Southern Tag titles, although they're going in against a big, big team in Payne and Gorgeous Gary Young. We've got all of that and much, much more coming up. Let's take time out now. We'll be back in a moment. Earlier, and there occurred out of a match that involved Tommy Rich and Jerry the King Lawler. I'd like to show you some more of that in the highlights of that Lawler-Rich match. Coming up on the 6-minute mark as Lawler goes to work on him, Rod.
And strapped down, Lawler pouring the rights to him. Another big right to the jaw of Tommy Rich. Lawler got him into the middle of the ring. Down Tommy Rich goes. Here's Dunn. It's Dunn Gilbert. Lawler changing the hands with Gilbert. The match is over. Lawler's won by disqualification. Now they're double teaming Jerry Lawler. Tommy comes over and rams him right in the back. Now they're stomping Jerry Lawler.
Lawler being jumped by Doug Gilbert. Get those glasses, would you? The stiff glasses.
Boy, that's something you don't want to ever do.
He jumped in. The referee, Frank Morrell, is now down on the floor. Lawler being picked up again by Wildfire Tommy Rich. Blasted him in the kidney, and now he's got Eddie Marlin down, stomping on the floor, while Lawler taking a beating in the ring. Here comes Alan Reynolds, and here comes Eddie Gilbert to the ring. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. Ricky Nelson pulled out, slammed into the rail by Tommy Gilbert. Now Tommy Rich holding Lawler's head back. Eddie Gilbert gloms Alan Reynolds, who was trying to help out. Eddie Marlin jumped by Tommy Rich. Lawler trying to fight his way back. Kicks Eddie Gilbert in the ring. What a wild, uncontrolled action. Lawler just got burned straight in the middle of the face. Yeah, there wasn't any attempt to do anything else but go right for the face, and that's exactly what happened. You saw it right there on the videotape. Coming out now, the guy who was the perpetrator of the entire thing, Eddie Gilbert. I talked to Eddie Gilbert prior to the program, heard all the reasons, all the excuses, all of the things about why he comes up and burns Jerry Lawler like that.
Oh, you know what? Last week I made a comment on the Jerry Lawler show about Dave, and I said something about that he had blonde hair and that I should be in his shoes being the color commentator. Well, there's two things that was wrong. He's got gray hair, and it might be not too long. He'll probably kick the bucket, and I'll take his place anyway. Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's great. That's really not what we're out here to talk about. I want to talk to Eddie Gilbert again about the situation that developed in there. You deliberately, there was no
wait a minute. Let me go ahead and ask the questions for you. You want to know, just like all the stinking people in this area want to know, why would Eddie Gilbert go off and do such a thing to our king? Well, Lance Russell, I want you to know, just like I've already told you once, I'm sick and tired of people like the Jarretts, like the Marlins, like the Jerry Calhouns, and like you, Lance Russell, and you, Dave Brown, that stick behind the so-called king of wrestling. Well, 3 years ago, this young man right here said that he was going to take over and be the king of wrestling, and take Jerry Lawler's place. But Jerry Lawler had something else in mind, and that didn't happen, Lance. And maybe it was just because, maybe, I was a little younger then. Maybe I didn't know what I was doing. Well, it took me 3 long years of wondering what to do to come up with the right plan. Well, Lawler, I'm back, and you know it. And so do you, Lance Russell. And you can't stand out here and tell me that I can't throw fire, that I can't burn your precious king. Well, how many weeks, how many times, how many people has he pulled fire out and burnt in any coliseum throughout this area? And you people over here and everybody watching stand behind him and cheering. Well, I don't like him. I don't like you. I hate this stinking place. And the only reason why I'm back is because this time I am going to take over. I am going to be the successor, and nobody has ever burnt the king.
Yeah, and you never thought about saying, well, let's have a match, Jerry Lawler and Eddie Gilbert, and find out who's the
Oh, yeah,
best
look
one.
at you. It's a little personal with you, isn't it, Lance? See how you're firing back at me? Oh, yeah, it's a little personal. You're a friend, Jerry Lawler. Let's go ahead and say it. You're a friend, Jerry Lawler. Let's go ahead and say we're pals. Jerry Lawler, I hope you're at home in your bandages because you're stinking, no good coward. You couldn't see the day. You couldn't see the day. Why don't you come to TV now? Why don't you see if you can beat Eddie Gilbert anytime? Because, see, boy, that was just the beginning, Lance. I'm sick and tired because ever since I've been here, a lot of people have been scared of Eddie Gilbert. A lot of people have been afraid, oh, he might take Jerry Lawler's place. Well, this time, I am. And believe me, you can put that in your little pocket, brother.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. You said one thing I'll agree with. It's just the beginning. It's not over with.
Yeah, go ahead and stick up for him. Go ahead and stick up for him.
I never said that he wasn't. He's a friend of mine. And
oh, yeah, you're a good friend. You dinner together all the time.
On him to burn Chicago down in there, and you end up putting the guy, and you say, why isn't he here? You know why.
Yeah, and I hope he never comes back, and it's up to me, he'll never be back.
Yeah, well, he'll be back.
He's a stinking coward, yellow coward.
I don't need to hear any more out of it. Eddie Gilbert. Yeah, there's a problem with it. I'll tell you what the problem is. You didn't handle it like somebody who's supposed to be big. You're trying to get famous over burning.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about famous just a minute. Let's talk about what Jerry Lawler's done to be famous. Oh, he can go out and cut a record. Oh, he can hurt a sickly comedian, Eddie Kaufman. Oh, but when Eddie Gilbert comes in and burns Jerry Lawler, everything's hunky-dory. Yeah. I don't think it's hunky-dory. I think what I did was very well conceived. I think everybody should look up to me. And one other thing I want everybody to know. Don't hop on this bandwagon now because I don't need you. I never will, people. I'm by myself, and I got my lady.
Yeah, I know you also brought your entire family in here. Why don't you just leave? We don't need any more of it. We got a match coming up here. What do you mean you're not leaving? We're done. Hey, the interview is terminated. That's it. Bring the match in. Listen, he has enough class that he wouldn't be standing out here.
Never make Jerry Lawler leave here famous here right now.
Yeah, well, I looked at
right here.
the interview is terminated.
I think equal opportunity for that thing.
Well, you've had your opportunity to say what we've had the opportunity to see you in. We're ready for the next match. Dave, how about the official introduction?
It's going to be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit.
Hold on.
Brother Gilbert, all I want to tell you is that is one of the greatest displays of fire and brimstone I've ever seen. What about it, Brother Russell? What do you think?
I noticed that you're the kind of guy who wants to clean wrestling up. Dave, go ahead. I'm sorry.
One fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing at a total weight of 444 pounds out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and out of Memphis, Tennessee. beg your pardon. Ricky Nelson is up there on one side. We got a substitution on the on his partner.
Doug Dancing.
Doug Dancing, his partner from Arkansas. Then across the way, 645 pounds. It's the Samoans, the giant Kokina, and the great Samu. That's Samu in there right now, starting against Ricky Nelson.
Okay, we're off and running in this match. It's a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match in there. No, I really mean it.
I'm staying right here. I'm staying right here. If I want to stay here and commentate, I'm going to commentate. If I want to stay here and talk about Jerry Lawler, I'm going to stay here. If I want to talk about hot stuff Eddie Gilbert and the most beautiful lady in the world, Missy Hyatt, I'm going to do that, Lance Russell. You and nobody else is going to run me out of here anymore.
I didn't say I was going to get up and physically try to get you out here. I'm just trying to
tell you. I know you know better than that because you don't know if any more fire is going to come out, brother.
That's right.
Isn't that Brother Ernest just the smartest guy? I've got a lot of money, and I think I should talk to him about that. Maybe some tax-free.
Well, Missy, you ought to get together with him because he's a guy that likes people with a lot of money. I can guarantee you that. You won't have as much when you get through talking with him.
Well, as long as it's tax-deductible.
Well, back into the real world again.
Hold on just a second. Every time Jerry Lawler did anything, and I remember, let's go back 10 years ago, Lance, you condoned, now you're standing here saying you condoned everything he did. And when I come out here and do something to him, I'm the bad guy.
When Jerry Lawler did something wrong, I made a point of commenting on the thing, just like I'm saying that was as dastardly a thing as I ever saw. Hey, you come in there with 3 people on.
Who's the person that is always saying, Jerry Lawler sent me a picture, a written-out picture drawing, he's such a great artist. Why don't you talk about what a great journalist I was when I was a kid?
All right, down on the floor, the giant Kokina. Yeah, I know it's floor, Ricky Nelson. Okay, let's go to the break, and while we're at the break, you guys can leave if you would. We're taking a time out. Get out of here, Eddie. We'll take time out, and we'll be back in a minute. Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. Brother, what a night of action it's going to be. I'm talking about 9 big matches. Renegade Rampage returns to Evansville, Indiana. You'll see some outstanding single matches, including Shawn Michaels going against Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis against Marty Jannetty. The Bull will be there. Lots of others trying to get the points in the big $250,000 Renegade Rampage. Also, special challenge match. Tommy Gilbert, Eddie Marlin. Yeah, they're going to be meeting. Big fight right there in the Coliseum. And there will be a World Tag title match. No time, no disqualification or return when the Rockers go against Jarrett and Travis. And a return Southern Tag. We had the biggest upset probably in the history of wrestling when the Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don, won the titles from Max Payne and Jerry Young.
I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
I've got mine ready. I've got it ready.
You're having to put up an extra $1,000 to get that immediate return.
Anytime, just to show them.
Okay, Wednesday night, somebody will be shown coming up.
Hi, and welcome back to the CWA Wrestling.
Thank you, Missy Hyatt. At least while I'm doing this, please have the courtesy enough to let me get into this segment of it.
I would never bother your job.
Oh, thank you very much. We've got, right now, as you know, every week, and we will for 18 weeks, the Renegade Trivia Contest, the Renegade Rampage, which is a tournament that runs 18 weeks, total of $250,000 of prize money that's involved in it. The winner will be decided in the finals coming up June. We've had a contest every week asking wrestling-related questions. The fans around have sent in their answers, and we'll be giving you that address before long. And the winners who have the correct answers, a name is selected from only the winners, and they are awarded the weekly prizes, a beautiful set of 6 mugs from the Renegade people, T-shirts, hats, that sort of thing. But the biggest thing is it qualifies you for the finals, and there will only be 18 finalists in it, and the winner of that particular grand championship of the Renegade Rampage Trivia Contest will be awarded a trip to whatever the site may be for the finals, $500 in cash. They'll be put up in the hotel. They'll be at the matches with tickets. A grand and glorious week it's going to be for the folks who are the grand winners of the trivia contest. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, coincidentally, and I got to tell you, of all the wild coincidences, the question was, who was the partner with which Eddie Marlin achieved the most fame and success as a tag team? Who was the partner that wrestled with Eddie Marlin when they achieved the most fame and success? And we do have a winner. The winner is from Princeton, Indiana, and the name is Steve Robb. Congratulations, Steve, for your win in that weekly contest. It qualifies you.
But who was it? Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say the name. Who was his most successful
The answer to the question was Tommy Gilbert.
That's right. Tommy Gilbert, my dad, the man that took Eddie Marlin all the way to great fame and fortune and carried him through all those tag team matches. And I'm sure you're going to be hearing a lot more about that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Don't you know you've got a match coming up? You better go get ready for it.
Here.
All right, continuing on the trivia contest, the Renegade Trivia.
I want to read
Missy, that's the question for this week.
I want to give the question. It says, name the manager of the interns when they were the most successful.
I know that answer.
All right, now don't be giving any answers. This is for the people at home. I don't want to hear any kind of answers. Who was the manager for the most successful?
Well, these people wouldn't get it anyway.
Yeah, I know it. You turned around and tell her. You just ruined the...
I don't think anybody could get that. They don't know. They're stupid.
Well, you're not supposed to give the answer out on it. This is a contest for the people at home. That's ridiculous to sit out here.
I don't care.
We have just blown the Renegade Trivia question.
Who is the most beautiful lady in professional wrestling?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll give us the answer, too.
I mean, I don't have to give you the answer.
The Renegade Trivia contest has just been shot by Eddie Gilbert and Missy Hyatt giving the answer to who the manager of the intern was. Yeah, we need another question. Do we have another trivia question that we could use at this time? Yeah, huh? Oh, hey, come in. Hey, come on now, don't be continuing. You've just ruined a segment in here. Okay, Davey.
He's got a match coming up against Nightmare Ken Wayne. How about who was Ken Wayne's longtime Nightmare partner?
Okay, all right, now just get on out of here. We do not need that. We don't want any answers. You've already ruined one of the questions. Now just stay away from the microphone. Okay.
All right.
For you folks at home, again, the question is...
Who was the other Nightmare? Ken Wayne's longtime partner.
Partner as the Nightmare.
Right.
Okay, you got it? Who was Ken Wayne's partner as the Nightmare? Okay. All right, let's take a look at the address where you send your answers in. It's to Renegade Rampage Trivia Contest. That must be on the entry. Renegade Rampage Trivia Contest. Don't give me that, Eddie Gilbert. WMC, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104. Now, what we'll do is take all of the winners with a correct answer to who was Ken Wayne's partner as the Nightmares, who was his partner in that. We'll take all the correct answers, and we will then be reading the answer in a couple of weeks to you. Okay, Dave? Oh, boy, I'm telling you.
Oh, I know it. Well, in the ring right now, it is Nightmare Ken Wayne out of Memphis, Tennessee, going against Lexington, Tennessee's Eddie Gilbert. Missy Hyatt is in Eddie's corner, and his brother, Doug Gilbert, is also over there.
I didn't even see him come out there.
I didn't either. He kind of slipped out there.
He's not a manager.
Yeah, he shouldn't be here at all. I mean, come on. Well, he's here nonetheless. Eddie Gilbert out of the ring. Missy Hyatt and Doug consoling him just a bit. Ken Wayne acted like he was going to come right out of there in the middle of them after him. Eddie Gilbert back through the ropes into the ring. A couple of great competitors in there. In a way, I'm very sorry that we got Doug and Missy out there, because that diverts Ken Wayne's attention to at least a certain degree.
Two second-generation wrestlers, too. Missy Hyatt reaching up, grabbing the leg of Ken Wayne again. She believes she broke a nail.
No.
Did you hear that? Standing side headlock, Ken Wayne on Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert shakes him loose, but takes a big shoulder. Wayne knocks him down. And right back into that standing side headlock.
Mr. Gilbert thought he had it going his way. He turned around, and who was waiting for him? Ken Wayne, and he still got him in the headlock. Oh. Eddie dropped him back, but Ken Wayne still ends up with a hole. 2 minutes, 10 seconds gone in this match. 10 minutes, the overall time limit.
As a matter of fact, Dave, if we'll jog our memories back, this is a rematch from about 5 years ago. Remember with Dwayne?
That's right.
That's right. Buddy Wayne and Ken against Tommy Gilbert and Eddie Gilbert.
You're exactly right.
I'd forgotten all about that.
A couple of kids who were just coming into the wrestling
That's right.
business. Now here they are wrestling as a single this time. But they've been around a while.
And forgetting everything else of Eddie Gilbert's nature and whatever, both of them learned the trade well because they're both excellent wrestlers. Ken Wayne fought by Missy Hyatt right at ringside. She tripped him up, and Eddie Gilbert takes advantage of it, stomping away on Ken Wayne. It was Missy Hyatt who put her hand out and grabbed the leg, no doubt about it.
She tripped him up.
Eddie Gilbert picks him up by the hair of the head. Big suplex, snaps Ken Wayne over and down. There's a cover.
No way he's going to make it stick yet. Ken Wayne still with a lot of fight. Oh, he hooks that leg. Prevents Eddie from picking him up. Reverses, and it's Eddie Gilbert who gets smashed on the mat.
Missy Hyatt watching at ringside. Ken Wayne better be watching that if he ever has occasion to get close to that rope over there. Big drop kick from Ken. A dandy. A cover. One. Eddie Gilbert rolls the right shoulder up.
Ken Wayne back after him in the corner. Look out. It comes out. Dives through the rope after Doug, Eddie's brother, and now goes looking for Missy, who has tripped him up already in the match. Missy looks for the security guards, and Eddie, meanwhile, comes off the top ropes down on across the back of the neck of Ken Wayne.
Well, that's the advantage that...
Stop the match, did he say?
Yeah, he said stop it.
All right, the referee has stopped it.
Okay. Come on, Eddie. He stopped the match. The match is all over with.
Eddie Gilbert with a body slam on Ken down here on the floor, but Ken moves out of the way, and now Eddie Gilbert has just rammed his hand into the floor. Match stopped by the referee. He just stopped them when they got out on the floor. All right, look out. Eddie Gilbert shoving the referee. They're back in the ring. This time it's 2 against 1, though. Doug and Eddie. Ken Wayne in there against both of them. And Ken gets out of the ring, and I thought he was going to head for the dressing room. He doesn't, but he's out of the ring anyway. Wise move right now, Ken, is to head for the dressing room. They are upset. They did not get a victory. Eddie did not get a victory. It was a stop match. The referee stopped it when they were down on the floor.
Yeah, I saw.
He ran all the way out the building.
Yeah, sure, he ran from 2 of you, Eddie. Don't forget to add that in there. Eddie Gilbert, Ken Wayne, the match is stopped. And the time on it, Davey?
4:42.
4 minutes and 42 seconds about was stopped. We'll take time. I'll be back in a moment.
Let me tell you what's going to be happening Thursday, March the 10th, Marengo, Indiana, Crawford County Junior and Senior High School
championship wrestling coming your way. Hey, let me have time to run over all the 9 matches. 9 coming in Wednesday to the Coliseum. Jimmy Jack Funk goes against Don Bruce. Gorgeous Gary Young against Ron Bruce. Max Payne against Ricky Nelson. All of these for points in the Renegade $250,000 Rampage. Manny Fernandez against Scotty the Body. Billy Travis against Marty Jannetty. Shawn Michaels against Jeff Jarrett. And then special challenge match. Tommy Gilbert, Eddie Marlin, former champions, former partners, will be going in there. And friend, that's going to be some kind of a fight. Southern Tag Team title match. The Bruise Brothers, biggest upset in the world, going against Max Payne and Gorgeous Gary Young, and a return World Tag title match. This time, no disqualification. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis getting a crack at the world titles held by the Midnight Rockers. All of that action coming up Wednesday night. That we do have a AWA Southern Tag Team title match that will be coming up a little bit later when Max Payne and Gorgeous Gary Young will be defending their title against Ron and Don Bruce. Coming out right now, Tommy Gilbert. And before I ever say a word to Tommy, I want everybody to see on tape, no surprises, we got it right on tape, exactly what happened involved in the match in which Lawler got burned in. Keep an eye on Tommy Gilbert.
Eddie Marlin out here and his old tag partner, Tommy Gilbert. He and Marlin are having an argument about it. Eddie Marlin and Tommy Gilbert held the Southern Tag belts on many occasions. Oh, and as Eddie walked away to holler for somebody, Tommy Gilbert blasted him in the kidney, and now he's got Eddie Marlin down, stomping on the floor.
Yeah, well, there it was right on tape. His back was turned. You hit him in the back. When
You know why that was? Because he turned around, man. If he'd stand and faced me, I'd have punched him right in the mouth. Do you know that?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing. It's pretty evident all the years.
Lance, I don't run up and hit nobody in the back, man. I'm not going to do it. You stand and look at me in the face, and I'll punch you right in the nose or in the mouth one. And I want to tell you something. I understand that you've got my picture up back there that I got. I just want to show everybody, and I want to show, and I want to tell Eddie Marlin something, too. That picture there, you know when that was made? That's whenever I was a kid, man. I was 18 years old, and Eddie Marlin was 50 years old and already over the hill then. That's whenever I was carrying him on my back, man. Do you know that? I was carrying him. I'd get in there, beat the guys down to a pulp, tag him in. He'd come in and get the 1, 2, 3, and then everybody run around. Oh, Eddie Marlin, you done this and you done that. But who done it all? Huh?
I can see.
Tell me, Lance.
You all were the tag champions. That didn't say.
Yeah, but you know who done it all, don't you?
Well, I know who you're telling.
Tommy Gilbert done it all. I carried him, man. I carried him on my back. It was me, not Eddie Marlin, that was going out there and doing the stuff. Do you understand that?
I hear what you're saying.
I want you to understand it, and everybody else, too. All of the fans out there know it. I was the one that done it.
I'll tell you, Lance, I'm the one that comes out here and tells everybody not to argue and interfere with the show. But I want to tell you something, Tommy Gilbert. You are younger than I am. I'm 57 years old, and I know I'm too old to wrestle. But, big boy, you can push a man so far, and I'm not too old to fight, and I will prove it to you. You can see who carried the team when you get in that ring and see the old man fight.
You may thought that you'd
Let him run his mouth, Lance. You can, too. You can do it, just like Eddie was telling you a while ago. Now, why don't you do what you do best? Why don't you say, let's go to the ring?
Yeah, okay. Why don't you go to the ring? I'll tell you one thing we've seen. We've seen what kind of great loyalties you got. Okay, Davey.
All right, this is going to be a tag team match, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing, at a total of 484 pounds, out of Lexington, Tennessee, Tommy and Doug Gilbert. And going against him, at a total of 438, out of Lexington, Kentucky, Billy Travis. And from Hendersonville, Tennessee, Jeff Jarrett. This match will be 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. The referee is Jerry Calhoun. Couple of interesting tag teams here. Jeff and Billy, of course, back together. Tommy and his son, Doug. Billy Travis starting against Tommy Gilbert. Billy backed him into a corner. Referee stepped in between, said get him out of the corner, off the rope, back into the middle of the ring.
We mentioned earlier, Davey, that Tommy Gilbert we saw with Eddie Gilbert. I'm trying to think of another situation. I don't know ever a time where we... Whoa! Billy Travis hip tossed him, picked him up, and slammed him down. And Tommy not having so much success against Billy Travis. I don't know when we have ever had a father who has wrestled with two sons come back and wrestle with two sons in this area.
Can't recall that ever.
Yeah.
Never, no, sure can't.
Doug Gilbert, I think, is bigger than all of the other two. At least say, let's put it, the other two Gilberts. There's a tag on Dougie.
Doug steps in, says, all right, Dad, I'll take over. He goes after Billy Travis. Billy Travis grabs him by the left arm, wraps it up, passes the corner, tags Jeff Jarrett, and it's the double upper arm. Doug Gilbert staggered. What happened, he says. Tommy Gilbert had come through the ropes. Referee sends him back outside.
Jeff Jarrett, Doug Gilbert, the representatives of their team in the ring right at the moment. Referee Jerry Calhoun. This is a one-fall, 10-minute time limit bout. We've got an AWA Southern Tag title match coming up with our special television time stipulations. Billy Travis takes over. Doug Gilbert pounds him with a broad arm and dumps Travis down on the deck into the ropes. Heavy with the elbow. A lot of weight behind that.
Yeah, Doug weighs in about 260. He indeed is the heaviest by far of the three Gilberts who are wrestling. Billy Travis had rolled out of the way. He needs the tag on Jeff, and he's looking for the corner and finds it. Here comes Jeff Jarrett. Here comes Tommy Gilbert running in there. And Jeff Jarrett takes on both of them.
We've got all four of them in the ring. Travis back on his feet now.
Travis grabs Tommy Gilbert. Jeff continues to work on Doug Gilbert. Jeff Jarrett with a body slam on Doug Gilbert. He's climbing the ropes. He's up on the middle rope. Gilbert on his feet. Look out. Eddie Gilbert in from outside. That's going to end the match. DQ on the Gilberts. But now it's 3 against 2. Doug and Eddie Gilbert both jumping on Jeff Jarrett while Tommy's still working on. Here comes Eddie Marlin.
Eddie Marlin. Just like you did.
I noticed Eddie hit him in the face, too, not in the back, right?
He waited till he turned around, so at least they were looking eye to eye. It's going to be a disqualification on the Gilbert family.
Yeah, Eddie's the one that jumped in there and got the disqualification for his team. 2 minutes, 58 seconds.
Yeah, he ended up with 3 on 2, and that's exactly why he came in there.
Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis get the victory.
Okay, we're going to take time out. Back with more big action in just a little bit. In here was the face-to-face confrontation of Eddie Marlin and Tommy Gilbert.
Yeah.
It happened in a match just a little bit earlier that took place in there when Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis were going against Doug Gilbert and Tommy Gilbert.
Here it
Let's
is, right here.
take a look at it right now. You can see Eddie Gilbert is over kicking away on Jeff Jarrett, and there is Eddie Marlin. Eddie came in there. He waited till Tommy's face was turned around to him. He
did not hit him in the back.
Now, at the point Eddie came in, bear in mind, there were 3 Gilberts. Eddie Gilbert had come in, had no business being in there whatsoever. It was Doug Gilbert and Tommy Gilbert against Jeff and Billy. Eddie came in, interjected himself into that situation, and that and only that is what provoked Eddie Marlin to come rolling into the ring, and he got a shot in on Tommy Gilbert.
He sure did. He evened it up, and the Gilberts left the ring immediately after that.
I guarantee you what, that old man popped him pretty good, didn't he? We just thought we would relive that one for just a moment. We're going to be back with our AWA Southern Tag Championship match in a moment. back into the action coming up in a moment. Wednesday night, what did I tell you? Renegade Rampage night. $250,000 tournament, 9 matches coming up. In addition to the Renegade matches, you'll have a return Southern tag match with the new champs, the Bruise Brothers, going against Payne and Young, and a return World Tag Team title match with Jeff and Billy going against the Midnight Rockers, but this time, no time limit, no disqualification.
That's right, Lance. You said it exactly right. No time, no DQ. And there's a little reasoning behind that, Lance, because last week, I believe me and Billy, we gave them guys everything they could handle, and they had to bring out a chain to beat us. But this week, they can bring out a chain, because I know one thing. Myself and Billy, we're going to have a chain or a chair or whatever it takes, and we're going to do everything in our power to get them belts.
You know, Lance, we asked for this match. You know, that's been our dream to become World Tag Team Champions. We're former Southern Tag Team Champions, and I guarantee you, Wednesday night in Evansville, we're going to do everything we can to be World Tag.
Okay, here come the AWA Southern Tag Champions, and I got to tell you, they are a formidable-looking team. Gorgeous Gary Young, Max Payne. Unstoppable is what Max Payne says. Brother Ernest in the corner with that cherubic smile on his face, David.
Yeah, keep your eye on him, too. Max Payne out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Gorgeous Gary Young from Houston, Texas. Together they weigh in at about 548 pounds, and they're tall, too, especially this Payne. Boy, he really towers over his opponent.
He won't tower over the opponents that he's going against today.
The Ronadon Brews are 6'7". They're as tall or taller than Payne. They don't weigh as much. They have a total weight of 500 pounds. But Ron and Don Brews will be challenging the champions, Max Payne, Gary Young, with the belts on the line. We are set to go with an AWA Southern Tag Team Championship match. The referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Well, it's a situation, Dave, where Young, that's Ron stepping out, Don starting. And Young and Payne have got to be heavy favorites to retain their titles in this one. But still, I like to see young guys get the inspiration by having a shot at title matches, and that's what you're seeing with Ron and Don. I'm not discounting them. These guys have come along every week, but they just really don't have the experience that Young and Max Payne have. That's Ron Bruce, who just entered the ring with gorgeous Gary Young.
Well, you're right, and also, of course, Ron and Don Brews tend to follow rules letter by letter,
yes.
And that is not always the case with gorgeous Gary Young, Max Payne, and especially when you add Brother Ernest in the corner.
Nice hip toss. Look at this. Took that arm, took Gary Young over and down on the mat. Max Payne trying to make the tag, but he never got close enough to him. And Don Brews comes back in. This team, I know most of you have heard it, but for those who may not, are sponsored by Sawyer Brown, the great country singing group. And it's kind of a unique thing because 2 of the members of Sawyer Brown were in high school with Ron and Don, and that's how they knew them, and they were great athletes and so forth. So they sent them to the wrestling school in Florida to be trained. They're from Apopka, Florida.
Yeah.
And they got them started in the wrestling business.
Nice arm bar on gorgeous Gary Young, who's on the mat. Now, that's Ron in there now, right?
Yeah, as best I can see through Max Payne. And they're identical twins. In case you people hadn't noticed, it's not the same guy. They keep changing, but they are identical twins, and they are difficult to tell apart.
Tag made. Oh, Gary Young thrown into the ropes. He was thrown down into the ropes, too, and just kind of hung there. He got back to his feet. Ron and Don have made a tag.
Don is in there now.
Don in there now. Gary Young backs him onto the ropes, fires him across the way, lets him go by, gets on his feet, and now there he goes again. Well, Gary Young got him going. Whoa! Boy, slam. Wow.
And he caught him in midair. Shoot, that Young is a big son of a gun. That's Ron from outside. Look at these Bruise brothers. Max Payne hadn't gotten in there yet. They've kept Gary Young away from the corner.
What, these guys are underdogs, but they don't know that right now.
Nobody told them. You know, I think something, because I've seen 2 instances in there, I think it is really hacking Gorgeous Gary Young that these guys have made some beautiful maneuvers on him. And he stayed in there, I think, a couple of times when he should have tagged Payne because he wanted to prove a point.
Yeah, we've seen that happen before in matches, and I think you're exactly right, especially with the ego that Gorgeous Gary Young has displayed in past weeks on Championship Wrestling. I think he's going to show them that, by golly, he is one half of the Southern Tag title holders, and he's going to show them why here.
Now, there was an example right then. He couldn't there. He
does get the tag
on Payne.
Big Max Payne, Salt Lake City, Utah. Man with an attitude we don't like, but who has some of the most solid NCAA wrestling credentials ever in this territory.
Really? Clotheslined him, and I mean put the big Bruise boy right down on the mat. Ooh. Speaking of power slam.
Yeah, it was kind of more like drive him into the mat type slam. Ooh. Don Bruise. Well, the Bruise brothers are, Ron and Don, really looking good there early in the match, but tide has turned since Max Payne got in there.
Brother Ernest is taking more of an active interest now that Max Payne has stunned the Bruise brother and has him in trouble. There's a big splash. One, maybe it. No. Oh! Did he pick his hair up? It's hard for me to see through that
just
pad
broke
up
the
there.
pin. But
sure looked like it after the 1 count. He's well known for that. Double clothesline, and down goes Bruise.
Gorgeous Gary Young back there. Oh, Bruise rolls out of the way. Gorgeous Gary hits the mat. And that's all. But he hit it hard. Gary Young tripped him up, but still he was able to get to the corner. And Ron Bruise is back in. So the Bruise brothers get the fresh one in there to do battle with Gary Young, who they had some success with early, and it looks like they're having a little success right now. Young got up. I think he was looking for a tag in the wrong corner, wasn't he? He looked a bit confused.
Whoa! Stretched it all out. Cut loose on Gorgeous Gary Young. Double kick on Big Max Payne. Look at these Bruise brothers. You're right. Nobody told them that they were the underdog, as they have been ripping it off. Uh-oh. Max Payne giving the good foot. And he hits Gary Young right in the head when Bruise ducked out of the way. We have new Southern Tag Champions.
Ron and Don Bruise in an incredible upset here over the team of Gary Young and Max Payne. Young with Ron Bruise back here behind the table. Max Payne working on Don Bruise up in the ring.
Gary, get off of it.
Gary Young continued to hammer Ron Bruise. Ran him right into that ring post there. Max Payne is choking Don Bruise up in the ring. Here comes Doug Dancing and Alan Reynolds trying to help out a little bit. Well, this one's over. We've got new tag champions. That's not much
Incredible
right now
upset today, but boy, I'll tell you, the Bruise brothers are paying for it. We have new champions, but we've got to take a break right here. We're going to be back, see if we can get this straightened away. hooting I did when I started the doggone show. I was hot about Gilbert burning Lawler and all of that whole Gilbert clan in there, but I'll tell you, I am so tickled for Ron and Don Bruce.
What a great thing for them, huh?
Wasn't that great? The new Southern Tag Champions.
Absolutely.
I sure wouldn't have put any money on them because I didn't figure they had a chance, but it happens, and that's what renews your faith in it. Lightning can't strike anywhere.
Well, and it happened when Max Payne nailed gorgeous Gary Young with the good book that Brother Ernest carries around, and but Ron and Don right there to take advantage and get the count of 3. However, they had given a good account of themselves through the match. They had looked real good when Max Payne got in there. He kind of took control of it, but especially against Young, they had been in control quite a bit during the match, and son of a gun, they walk out of here with the belts around their waist. Ron and Don Bruce, new champions today.
Boy, I got to tell you, that is great. How about a recap on the rest of it?
Other matches, it was the Samoans, the giant Coquina. Boy, this guy, it still amazes me every time I see him how big he is. And Prince Samu getting the victory today over Doug Dancing and Rick Nelson. Rick's back was hurt. They had to carry him out of here. I hope that's going to be all right.
Slammed him on his concrete
right here
floor,
on the concrete floor. Eddie Gilbert and the Nightmare, Ken Wayne. We had looked forward to this match. It turned out that Doug, Eddie's brother, and Missy Hyatt were both at ringside, figured out interfering throughout the match. But what it ended up with was that they were fighting on the floor. Eddie jumped Ken down on the floor, and the referee just said, all right, stopping the whole thing. You guys are down on the floor, not in the ring. So the match was stopped with no winner. Then it was Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis defeating Tommy and Doug Gilbert when Eddie interfered in the match. Eddie Gilbert interfered in the match. Then Eddie Marlin came in to kind of even that one up, and that was kind of a satisfying ending to that one, too.
When he got Tommy Gilbert on one shot.
Sure did. And then, of course, the expiration of time match, the Southern Tag Team titles on the line. We had looked forward to it. We really didn't think Ron and Don Bruce had much chance to take the belts. After all, they were going against the huge team of Max Payne and gorgeous Gary Young with Brother Ernest in their corner. But on the son of a gun, things developed, and they walk out of here. We have brand new AWA Southern title holders.
Oh, boy, it is just great when something happens like that right out of the blue. David, we got to get out of here, but we'll be back next week with some more of that big action. Until that time, for Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of championship wrestling.